In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use artificial intelligence to create a 90-day credit repair dispute flow that's going to remove all the guesswork that goes into cleaning up your credit report. Let's begin. Okay, now family, what is a 90-day dispute flow? So credit repair happens in cycles of 30 to 45 days. Why? Because the credit reporting agencies have, by law, 30 to 45 days to respond to your correspondence in regards to getting a negative item updated, positive, or removed. Very important for us to remember. Why is that? Well, the reason why is because we know credit reporting agencies have 30 to 35, but really 30 to 45 days to respond. A dispute flow is essentially us getting ahead of the 8 ball and knowing that from rounds 1, round 2, and round 3, what letters we're going to send out in advance versus waiting to ask ourselves like, what's next, right? The reason why I'm creating this video is because one of the biggest questions I get is from people that are 1 round or 2 rounds into the credit restoration process and come to me super anxious and they're like, I don't know what to do next, right? So I want to be able to help you guys essentially have your first 90 days of credit restoration outlined so you know what to do from start to finish. Now, does that necessarily mean it's going to take you 90 days? No. Some people it may take longer. Some people it may take less. However, I think 90 days is a good enough base for most of you guys. And once I show you this framework, you'll potentially be able to use this framework to create an 180-day dispute flow, right? An 120-day, like whatever makes the most sense for you in your situation. So let's get a little bit more into it, right? Now, I kind of already explained this, right? Most people, they usually only create a round 1, round 2 letter. And by the time they get to round 2 or 3, they kind of get nervous and they don't know what to do. But this dispute flow is going to take away all that guesswork for you guys. So if you already started your credit restoration process or you're about to, this can work for you, right? You can essentially use what I'm about to provide to you and fly right through everything that we're about to go through. All right. Now, also important for me to note that credit restoration is not an overnight fix. A lot of you guys who come to me, you consume a lot of content on social and you think that this thing is supposed to happen in the snap of a finger. You can't expect to undo 3, 5, 10 years of financial mistakes in 30 to 60 or 15 to 30 days. And that's not any shade or any slight. That's just the reality of the situation. Be patient. Understand that it's a month-to-month, not a day-to-day process, and you will see results, right? But you got to be consistent. You got to be patient. But once again, the beauty of this system is that it allows you to expect the best and prepare for the worst. So ideally, if we can get something off in 15 to 30 days, great. But if it takes longer, we know we're ready on a month-by-month basis. So first step that you want to do is you want to pull your credit report. My core 4 when it comes to credit monitoring services is MyScore IQ, Identity IQ, Smart Credit, and My Free Score Now. I'm a big proponent of MyScore IQ because it provides you your FICO scores. Smart Credit and My Free Score Now are great, but they give you your Advantage, right? Whereas MyScore IQ, you get your FICO, so you can see very clearly, what credit score are the banks also looking at. Very important. Then from there, once you get your credit report, if you know that you have negative items, you want to identify what those negative items are. So when I say get your credit report, if you can, print it out, get a highlighter or some red marker and literally highlight every negative item that you have. However many late payments, however many charge-offs, however many collections, mark it down. And then I want for you to take each of those negative accounts or items and try and find at least one inaccuracy. An inaccuracy is when a detail on your credit report with one credit reporting agency doesn't match the other two. So remember, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are their own individual companies. They're not all one uniform company that provides you one credit report. You have an individual credit report with each. And whenever you have something that's showing with one of those credit reporting agencies that isn't showing with the other two, that's an inaccuracy that you can now leverage on your behalf because by way of the FCRA, which is an acronym that stands for the Fair Credit Reporting Act, all information on your credit report must be 100% accurate and consistent. And if it isn't, then it can be challenged, right? At least 85 to 90% of accounts on most people's credit reports have at least one inaccuracy. You don't need 10, you only need 1, and more than 85 to 90% of accounts do. So with that being the case, we can use laws like what's in the FCRA to go ahead and get it removed. And I'll give you guys a live example. Let's say we have this Bank of America account that's charged off, right? Remember, an inaccuracy is when one piece of information does not match the same information that's across 2 other credit reporting agencies. So in this case, we have this Bank of America account. Look, in the first line item, the account number, TransUnion and Experian is saying it's one thing, but Equifax is saying it's another. Off that alone, you can use it as grounds to dispute and have this account removed because it shouldn't be there by way of the laws that protect you as a consumer. If we keep going, it's the same exact thing when it comes to account status. There's TransUnion and Experian is saying it's paid. Equifax is saying it's derogatory. TransUnion is saying one thing, but Experian and Equifax is saying another. And we could keep going down the list, even in payment history. Equifax is saying you're paying on time. Experian is saying it's charged off. TransUnion don't even know what's going on. So these are all things that you could use to your advantage. Now, with that being in mind, we understand what a 90-day dispute flow is. We understand what you can use within a dispute flow, which is leveraging inaccuracy. Now we want to build our 90-day dispute flow. And we're going to build it using something that I don't think I've heard anyone else in the credit restoration space say it. So I'm gonna say I created it. And if you got problems with me, come see me. Don't see me. I'm not about that. But I created this, right? It's called the AIR framework. And AIR is an acronym that stands for Accuracy, Investigation, and Reinsertion. So this is the framework we're going to use to create your dispute process, right? Why did I call it AIR? Because once again, this is essentially the base of what you're saying in each round. So if the first round, we're going to go for the A, which is accuracy. Okay. Why? Because by law, like I said before, everything on your credit report must be 100% accurate. Now, because we're citing accuracy, the laws that you want to cite is these two laws here, 15 USC 1681 EB, which pretty much says that everything on your report is supposed to be accurate, and 15 USC 1681 I5A, which says that if anything isn't accurate, it's supposed to be removed from your credit report expeditiously. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this prompt here, copy it, and we're going to use this prompt that already has the laws to challenge. Let's say, for example, we want to, we'll make something up in real time. But let's say, for example, we wanted to go ahead and challenge that charge-off account that's up there, right? We're going to take this law here, right? Plug that bad boy in. And we're going to use that law, that account we just saw. So it was a Bank of America charge-off account. So we have the information here. And we're telling ChatGPT, this is the AI that we're using, that's going to create our dispute letter for us, right? So we're going to head over to chatgpt.com. We're going to use this prompt and we're going to tell Chat to become our credit repair expert and make the letter for us. So we don't have to think about it. We don't have to bang our head against a wall and try and learn all the consumer laws. You ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. And you don't need to have time for that to get the results you want. You can just use Chat. So you're telling it to act as a credit repair expert and you're asking it to write a dispute letter and you want to give it the account information. So we're going to give it the information for that Bank of America account. So Bank of America charge off, right? Account number. What was it? Like 97 star, something like that. It's different across all three, but we use this one for the sake of the video. So it's shorter. So 97 star, right? And saying cite FCRA 15 USC 1681 EB and explain that the information is inaccurate because, and once again, there are multiple inaccuracies we could use here, which in your case, you could do whatever you want to do. You can, let's say you have an account with 5 inaccuracies, you could use all 5, you could use 3 out of the 5, you could use 1 out of the 5. As long as you're citing at least one of them to show the credit reporting agency, this is not supposed to be in my account, you're cooking with Crisco. In this case, we'll use 1. If I was actually disputing, I would use as many of them as I possibly can to put pressure on the credit reporting agencies to remove it. But in this case, we use 1 and we'll use the account. We'll use the account number. So the account number, because the account number is not showing the exact same across all 3 credit reporting agencies. TransUnion and Experian are showing 97 star, but Equifax is showing, what's the one that Equifax is showing? This long number here. So 440 star, right? And then we're saying request deletion if the item cannot be 100% verified. Now watch what happens. We're going to give this prompt to ChatGPT and within seconds, our dispute letter is made, right? It has the laws, it has the breakdown, it references the account that we're attacking, the account number, allows us to have our plug and play information here with our personal details, the credit reporting agencies we're speaking to, right? The credit reporting agency we're referencing. You guys can take a quick look at it here, right? So this is essentially a letter that we can now use, plug and play, to challenge these negative items that are on our credit report. So what you're going to do from here is you're not going to copy this letter, come over to our handy dandy, I'm going to remove this. This is from another video, whoop-de-doo, all right? Plug that bad boy here, remove that, and we have the A of our AIM dispute flow locked, loaded, and ready to go. So this is round 1. So round 1, we are going for accuracy, right? We are going to challenge the accuracy of the information on the accounts that we are challenging. Excuse me, I can't speak today. We go on around 2. So what happens now? So how I created this framework was based on what I hear most commonly when it comes to the credit restoration process. Typically, what will happen is if you go for accuracy in round 1, the credit reporting agency is going to send you back a letter saying what? The accounts have been verified as accurate. 99% of the time, that's usually what they're going to say whenever you send an accuracy letter. Most people get nervous and they're like, dang, they verified as accurate. Guess I can't do anything. This is where the I in our AIR framework comes together, right? So I stands for investigation. Now with investigation, once again, if we're preparing for the credit reporting agencies to come back and say, we verified it, the account is accurate. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this law, which is what we call the method of verification laws, our round 2 framework. So method of verification is pretty much a law that says that if a credit reporting agency comes back and says an account is verified as accurate, they have to provide you written proof as to why it's accurate within 15 business days. So we're going to take this prompt that I've already created for you guys around that law, which says, hey, write a round 2 credit dispute letter under FCRA 15 USC 1681 A7, address it to blank, state that the account blank blank was marked as verified, request written documentation of the investigation, demand deletion if proof cannot be provided within 15 business days. Copy this. You can come back into the same thread here, right? And you guys can make these letters in advance to your dispute process. You don't have to wait till you get hear back from it. Like, you can make all 3 rounds in advance so that they're just sitting there ready to be sent out once you get that letter back, because you know what the credit reporting agencies are going to say. You plug that prompt in here, right around to dispute letter. And here's what you could do. Because we're essentially going to be creating the letters in advance to dispute on the same account, you could just come here under it and say, plug in all the credit bureau and account information from the round 1 letter we sent out. So you don't have to sit time copying and pasting, because it's challenging the same account again, which you most likely would be doing as well. Round 1s that we sent, we just created. Send it off to ChatGPT. What's ChatGPT about to do? Look at this. Boom. This letter is being submitted as a follow-up to my prior dispute concerning the Bank of America charge-off account, count 97. In my initial dispute, I identified clear inaccuracies regarding the reporting of this account. Despite this, your office has marked this account as verified. So referencing the laws here, pursuant to my rights under FCRA, I'm requesting you provide me a complete written description, method of verification, address, copies of all documentation, right? Boom. You're good. Copy that. Come in here. That's our round 2 letter. We ready to go, right? So that's the I in AIM. That's the I in AIM. So we have our round 1, which is accuracy, I, which is investigation. What's the M stand for in AIM? Air. You know, I said AIM. It's the athlete in me. I was thinking about like aim when you aim a basketball. It's hard for me to let go. Anyways, the R in the AIR framework is reinsertion, excuse me. With reinsertion, why is this our round 3 letter? The reason why this is our round 3 letter, once again, I created this framework around what I hear you guys tell me all the time. If it's not around accuracy, if it's not around the credit reporting agencies are verifying the account, it's always this one, which is Marv, the account got deleted, but then a couple months later, they put the account back, right? Sometimes the credit reporting agencies will do that, right? Or fun fact, we won't get too much into it on this video, but a lot of times if you see an account has been removed and added back, it was never really removed. The credit reporting agency just blocked it, because technically by law, when an account is under dispute, a credit reporting agency is supposed to block it from your account until the investigation is finalized. Most people don't know that, but I just gave y'all a little gem. We'll make that on a separate video. We'll talk about that on a separate video. But with reinsertion, if the account has been reinserted, we want to use this law here, 15 USC 1681A5B, which states that if an item is reinserted, the credit reporting agencies must notify you within 5 business days, and if they don't, you can demand removal again, this time permanently. So we're going to take this prompt that I created for you guys, screenshot it, do what you got to do. We're going to take the bad boy here, right? Plug this in. Same exact thing we did before. Use the same account info I provided in the last letter. Boom. Yeah, done. That's it. So now we have our round 3 letter, and this one is challenging reinsertion. So if the account was removed on your behalf and added back, you already have your reinsertion letter created and ready to go. You copy this bad boy here. You come in here. You now have, remove this, of course, you now have a 90-day dispute flow. So for the next 3 months of your credit repair dispute process, you do not have to think about what am I going to send, or what if they say this and what if they say that. You're good to go. Now, this is going to be a question I know I get in the comment section, which is going to be, Marv, what happens if I send out round 1 and round 2 and I get to round 3 and the account wasn't removed and was added back and I can't use AIR, right? You just go back and reuse either the accuracy letter or the investigation letter, because chances are they either didn't respond, or if they did respond, they didn't give you what you requested by law. So you can double down on it. Turn it from the AIR framework to the AIA framework, AII framework, the EIEIO, whatever you want to call it. If it's getting a negative item removed, we doing it. You hear me? Yeah. So do what you got to do there, right? And you good to go. So once again, step 1 is A for accuracy. After 30 to 35 days, you're reviewing the Bureau's response. And if they didn't say what you want them to say, round 2 is investigation. I for investigation. You wait another 30 to 35 days. And if they still don't get those things off, or if they do, but then they add it back, the third round is R, reinsertion. And then from there, you're reviewing the final outcomes and then deciding what's next. And as a bonus for you guys, if you still have negative items after that 90-day time period, typically what I've seen, if you struggle removing negative items from your credit report, is usually because you have excess personal information, right? What does that mean? You're only supposed to have 1 name, 1 address, and 1 employer on your credit report, but most people actually have multiple, and they don't know that that excess personal information is tied to negative accounts on your file, which your credit reporting agencies may be using to verify and keep that negative item super glued on there. What you can do is request for the credit reporting agencies to remove it, because when you want excess personal information removed, it's not a dispute, it's a request. And because it's a request, you can request it as often as you would like to be updated. So you can literally send this letter every single day. And all you're going to do is provide them the exact information that they need, right? to update it. So if you see after 90 days, nothing has changed, you may have excess personal information on your report. And what we want to do here is we want to take this prompt here. Let me make it bold so you guys can see. Take this prompt here, same thing, come back here. And now we have a fourth letter we can send out. But once again, this isn't a dispute, it's a request, right? And we can come in here. Let's say my name is John Jingleheimer. That was actually my actual name before Marvin Francois. Fun fact, most people don't know that. John Jingleheimer, 123 Main Street. And let's say I work for Starbucks. Right? I'm not even going to correct it because ChatGPT going to do it for me. Why did hit enter? Watch this. Bang. Oh, I didn't correct it. Damn. It's all right. You guys get the point though, right? So we're providing our name, our address, this here, right? Why did they spell it? Well, it's not my current address, but you guys get the point, right? Well, actually, no, let me stop being funny. Let me give you guys the actual thing. Current information. So my name is John James. My address is 123 Main Street. And then my employer is Starbucks. There you go. That's it. So now we have our personal information update request letter, and we can send this to get that excess personal information removed so our credit report is clean, and we can now be in position to go ahead and expedite having those negative items removed. So that's all for this video, y'all. Hopefully it's provided you some help and took some stress off y'all back when it comes to the credit restoration process. If you found this valuable and you want to learn more game just like this, I actually have a free weekly class that I do every single week where I teach strategies like this and so much more to put you in position not only restore your credit, but to also get access to capital and learn how to properly structure your business to maximize how much capital you're getting access to. So if you're interested in that, the link to sign up for my free class will be in the description below. Or if you're interested in working with my team so that we can do the heavy lifting of getting your credit back on track, head over to takeofffinancial.com. That is takeofffinancial.com. But until next time, I'll see you guys on the other side of success. Peace.